Do you know what everyone's wondering when they're playing Warzone? Everyone always wonders, what's the best kind of gun that I can use to make the most amount of kills? And to be honest, I don't think there's such a thing as the best gun that you can use. It all comes down to what works best for you. And for me, my favorite gun is the M13. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys my class setup that I use in basically every solo game that I play. And it works great for me. So before I show you my setup, please take the time to go to the comment section and share your favorite gun. Anyway, the loadout that I use, the M13, obviously, has a monolithic suppressor as muzzle, and I use a Tempest Marksman for the barrel. I use a Merc foregrip because I like the hip fire, or when I start firing at least, I use hip fire first and then I proceed to using my scope. I use 60 rounds in my magazine. I use a 60 round magazine because when you're fighting someone, like the thing that gets you killed most of the time, or at least it gets me killed a lot, is when I'm reloading. So I've learned from those mistakes, and I use the 60 round max to keep me in the fight as long as possible. And at the very end, that's when I reload. And as an optic, I use the Merc thermal optic, and I know a lot of people might disagree with that because when you're trying to aim at someone who's behind a window, you don't really see him, and when someone's using cold-blooded, it gets kind of difficult to shoot him, but I don't know, it works really good for me, so that's why I use a thermal optic. And let's go to perks first. So when you're playing a solo game, you have to have cold-blooded angles. I mean, for me, there's no doubt about it. That's just something I always take. I always use cold-blooded and ghost in a solo game because I just don't want to be visible to anyone. And I also use amped because whenever, like to go back to what I said before with the 60 round mag, like whenever you're fighting someone and you run out of ammo, you don't just reload. You take your next gun and you start shooting at that guy with that second gun. And for me, I use amp to switch to my Renetti basically, which also has extra rounds in it. So whenever I'm in a fight, I can keep on going for a long while. For lethal, I use a proximity mine, and I use it whenever, for example, when I'm doing or when I'm a bounty and people are chasing me, or whenever I'm trying to secure my my rear or anything. Just a proximity mine is a really great lethal item to use. It comes in really handy, and of course, for the tactical, you use the heartbeat sensor because you want to know where the people are who don't have ghost, really. With that being said, let's go on and show you guys some in-game footage. If you enjoyed this video, by the way, please go ahead and like and subscribe, or consider liking and subscribing the video. It really helps out with growing the channel, and it would just be awesome if you did.
fuel. RTB for resupply.